What's up, Trader's Edge? It's Mark Sebastian, your only option, and this is your week that was. Today, we're going to talk about what happened with the S&P. We're going to hit on those three big earnings from Thursday. We'll talk a little bit about the Triple Q. We'll talk about the Russell 2000, and we'll look at the VIX. And I will talk a couple of trades that we did this week that went swimmingly well. All right, let's dig in. By starting with the SPX. And the SPX is off to the races again today. On Wednesday, the market fell 80 points. On Thursday, the market rallied 60. And on Friday, we're currently up 65 points and potentially moving even higher. The market is completely off to the races. We've broken about every level. Alicia says she's looking for 49.90 for a potential next stop. That's how strong this market is. Now, let's. So there's where the S&P is. The Qs, while the S&P is an all-time high, the Triple Q is just getting there right now. The previous all-time high from the 24th was 429.04. We finally broke that high today. So the Qs having another really strong day as well. Interestingly, despite the rally in the market, the Russell 2000 down. I'm not fully sure how the market could be so strong and the Russell unable to get moving with it. But this is the dispersion that we've seen. This has been a very narrow rally led by only a few stocks. And what are those stocks? Well, the biggest, of course, is Meta. In the video that I sent out yesterday, what did I say? I said the option prices on Meta, Apple, and Amazon leading into their earnings seem too inexpensive. Meta was too inexpensive to the nth degree. The market was pricing in about a $24 move. It's moving 3x that number. Just an absolute blow off the top. It's up 21%. Just a massive move here. The implied volatility is down a touch, but interestingly, vol is still a little bit here. So don't be surprised if there's more movement here. Apple, kind of a different story. It was down pretty big pre-market. Look at the move. It went as low as 179. It has recovered all the way back to unchanged. It broke a lot of different resistances levels and has bounced. The implied volatility remains high. I continue to look at of the Magnificent Seven, Apple as being more toward the dead money relative to the other names besides maybe Tesla. Amazon is also having a banger of a day. Its straddle was pricing at about $11 and it's moved over 12. So it's having a big day. This is one where we could see things stop a little bit. The implied volatility on Amazon is extremely low. Now, not everything is hunky-dory though. As beautiful as everything looks, I want to kind of tighten in my chart from a year to 1 month. The red line down here represents live vol's version of the VIX. On the 23rd, that VIX bottomed out at about 1027. The S&P had closed that day 4864. So we're more than 100 points higher than that level. And look at what is happening to volatility. It's going up. So what does this mean? This means two things. There's call chasing. Traders are chasing calls. So they're buying calls. There's a frenzy. And two, and this is the more concerning one, traders are using stock replacement. They sell stock and they buy calls. So they're into this big rally. I unload some of my long stock positions and I replace that by buying calls in the underlying. And I think that is a big portion of what we're seeing in the huge names and in the S&P 500. If you look at the volumes on the stuff expiring today is just absolutely bananas. I think we're potentially going to break 49.75 by the end of the day. Maybe not today, but I think next week we could make a run at 5,000. But we're getting that blow off the top. When vol starts to rally with the market, eventually something does snap. And the VIX futures curve, and I want to pull up the VIX futures, it kind of proves this because we have a incredibly tight curve still. I've been talking about this. The market is waiting for something. And I thought the news that we got this week might be it, but we're seeing volatility up, the VIX up on a day the market is up 1.25%. That is extremely unusual. And I think it portends to some perceived risk. And it also leads back to what I'm talking about with the stock replacement game that is going on. Traders are selling their stock and buying calls. That is a very important thing to be aware of and on top of. So we did have a good week here at Option Pit. I closed some calls in Bank of America for up over 100%. We had a really nice trade in Nitro Trader. We did a bunch of different strangles in SPX that have just been absolutely bananas. I had a 0 DTE trade pin to the tune of 390% for some of my traders. My trade that I did made 187%. And we did launch February 0 DTE. We had our welcome class today. We already have a trade out, and we've locked in a winner today in XSP going long calls. Really nice trade, really nice win. Pretty happy about everything that's going on. If you'd like to learn more about that, you can join us in 0 DTE February by clicking the links in this email, or you can call us 888-872-3301. I'll be back this weekend with my stocks to watch, and I'm writing up something special for you as well. I hope that'll come out on Sunday. I'm hoping that you read it because I'm going to be putting a good amount of time into it. All right, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I am Mark Sebastian, your only option. I'll see you soon.